Hey guys, it's Nija. Welcome back to my channel. So I am fresh out of meditation. Hi, how are ya? And I have a message to share. And this one is really cool because this download, this message, let's pull this window up. When I was meditating just now, I asked specifically, I said, I desire to be in the presence of God. Angels, guides, and helpers for my highest and greatest good surround me and let me feel as if I'm in the presence of the Most High. And this is the transmission that started to come through me. The transmission is that you are the house of the Lord. You are the house of the Lord. There is no separation. God resides in you as you. The essence that animates you is God. The spirit that is in you is God. There is no separation. And why this is so profound and so important is because the guides or the downloads was like, humanity doesn't need anything else. We don't need more resources. Like, everything is already here. Literally, the only thing we need is the remembrance that this God consciousness, this creation power is us. There is no separation. This is the house of the Lord. You are the house of the Lord. You are the God of your universe, the God of your reality. And this is not to, people get really triggered when you say that because they think that it is an attack against some far off force that has a vengeance and is dogmatic and all this other stuff. But it's like, you are God and there is no separation. And when you realize that and you take your power back, you can begin to create. Pull the window back down because my dog. You can begin to create from this place of, this is my reality, this is my galaxy, this is my world, and I'm lacking nothing. And whatever it is that I want and that I desire, I create and I give to myself because I am the God of my reality. I am the creator of this universe. If I want to see something happen, it has to come through me. It has to be me. It has to be you. If you want something to happen, it has to be you. It has to come through you. And so they're specifically talking about like resources and things like that, and how we feel as if like we don't have it and we need to go get it and we have to go outside of ourselves to make these things happen. And it's like, you are the house of the Lord. It's you. So anything that you need, you must tap into this internal knowing, this internal understanding that you create all of this. And so I was having this conversation with myself, but referring to myself as God, as goddess, and, asking questions like, well, what does God want to experience through this vessel? Because we're all just creating what God wants to experience through our vessel. And God chose your vessel, God meaning you chose this vessel because there is a storyline that you desire to play out through this vessel, through this body. And so you need to start asking yourself, as the God that resides within you, what does God want to experience through me? What does God want to create through me? God, what do you want to create today? God, what do you want to do today? God, what do you want to see today? God, who do you want to be today, right? It's this infinite potential of creation power that you get to just be aware of, and just the awareness of it unlocks all the potentiality, if this makes sense. It's a very quantum conversation, but it's very simple. Because you are God, you can tap into God frequency, God consciousness. You get to create as God through your body. God wanted a body to play. This is God's playground. this is God's playground. You being God, this is your playground. Me being God, this is my playground. And you need to ask yourself, what does God want to do through me? What does God want to create through me? What does God want to experience through me? And when you look at life like that, you're not in lack of anything. Like, I was having the conversation in my head, and God was like, you are all the resources. You are the money. There's no separation. That is you. It's all you, you know? And when you want it, you call it in. And when you want to play the disempowered game that I don't have it, you push it away. But it's all you. It's all your creation. It's whatever God wants through you. And so whatever stories have been playing out through you, it's just how God wanted to play through you. And when God is ready to play a different game, God says, okay, I'm ready to change the rules of the game. Okay, I'm ready to change my belief. Okay, I'm ready to step into my power. Okay, I'm ready to remember who I am. Okay, I'm ready to relinquish my power. Okay, I'm ready to victimize myself. Okay, I'm ready to empower myself. It's all you. It's all what you want to do. It's all your creation. There are no limits, right? And so you have to take yourself out of the box that is the matrix, because it's got its own inorganic algorithm that it's running on. But you, as God, as the house of the Lord, have your own organic template, your own organic algorithm that you'd like to run off of. And when you begin to run off of that organic template, that organic algorithm, you have more say-so in your creation. When you acquiesce to the matrix or acquiesce to your reality and you give it power over you, this is God in you saying, no, I'd like to see what other people can create for me, right? But when you step back into your God consciousness, you're like, I've created all of this. I've created my worry. I've created my pain. I've created my excitement, right? And this is not to judge yourself. I've been reading, there's like this little book that I got from Five Below by Deepak Chopra, his name. It's a super small little book, and it is the 7 spiritual laws of success. I loved it. It was a nice, quick little read, but there was so many good laws in here, and the one that I want to refer to right now is the law of non-judgment. But you know what? I kind of want to read all the laws to you, because in knowing the spiritual laws of the universe, this is another way that we step back into our God consciousness and knowing who we are, remembering who we are. There are natural laws of the universe that we all must abide by. It's just the natural order of things, because God doesn't just send you off to the playground and there are no rules on the playground. Like, yes, there's 100% free will, but in allowing the free will, you should know the rules of the playground, right? And so I'm gonna read the rules to you. I'm gonna read the spiritual laws real quick, okay? So the first one is the law of pure potentiality. This is all about how anything and everything possible can exist. Aliens can exist, angels can exist, dragons can exist. It all is here. Infinite potentiality. Whatever timeline you want to exist on, it can happen for you. Your billion-dollar penthouse self, that's a thing. You're homeless on the side of the road, it's a thing. It's all pure potentiality, okay? Anything can happen. That's the first law. The next law, the law of giving and receiving. So if you want to receive in this reality, you must give. So the question that I was asking myself in my meditation, I said, God, what do you want to give to the world? What do you want to give, right? What do you feel like giving? So many times we're like, oh, I have to go to my 9 to 5. I have to do the 9 to 5. I have to do the 9 to 5. That's just a form of you giving, right? You're giving your time, your energy, your attention. But you can give in whatever way you want to give. And it's a spiritual law that if you give, you must receive. It's the law of reaping and sowing. If you sow, or whatever you sow, you will reap, right? And so you want to start thinking about, what does God want to give? What does me, God consciousness, want to give to the world? What is my contribution? After I jumped out of meditation, my mind said, I want to give this video, right? And because I give this video, the natural order of things is I will receive in whatever way God wants to receive, right? But I followed the inclination to give. This is what God wanted to give. Hi, you're watching it. You're watching God's gift right now. Hi, how are you? This next law is the law of karma, or the law of cause and effect. So everything that we do has an equal repercussion, an equal measure, right? Like the pendulum swing to the right is a pendulum swing to the left. So think about, like in the book they talk about, like if you toss a pebble into the water, look at the ripple, right? You don't throw something into the water and there's no ripple. There is always going to be a ripple. There's always going to be a consequence. Consequence doesn't have to be bad, but there's always going to be effect, right? If I do this, then that will happen. If I do that, then this will happen. It's a natural law of the universe. The next law, the law of least effort. I love this one so much. This talks about how you really can just let go, because if you set an intention and you just let go, whatever is naturally going to unfold is what's going to unfold. You don't have to strive and push and, you know, like that forceful energy. That's not what happens in nature. And that's what the book talks about. The book talks about how, like, when you put the seed into the ground, it's just gonna grow, right? If there's something obstructing the seed so that it can't grow straight up, it's gonna go around it, right? Like, it's just gonna flow. Least effort. Stop efforting so hard. I know we're like, what does that mean? How do I stop efforting so hard? When you know the spiritual laws of the universe, you no longer have to effort so hard. Why? Because what you reap is what you sow. What you put in is what you get out, right? The cause equals the effect. Least effort. You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to effort so hard. It's not about, you know, like how hard you work or how much you suffer. God doesn't care about how hard you, like how much you suffer. God didn't come here to suffer. Okay, so if you think that you're gonna get extra brownie points because you're suffering so hard, like, you don't get extra points for suffering, right? If God in you wants to suffer, then God in you creates the suffer, but you don't get extra points for suffering. In fact, you get extra points for being in flow and being in ease and letting it happen. That's when you get extra points, okay? The next law, the law of intention and desire. This law states that all you must do is have an intention. All you must do is have a desire and have an intention. And then you release the intention, you release the desire into the field of pure potentiality, is what the book says. So again, you don't have to effort or strive. Like, the next one is probably the law of detachment. Let me see. Yep, the law of detachment. So they're saying that all you must do is have an intention, have a desire. Think right now, what is God's intention? What is God's desire? And I'm using God and you interchangeably. So what is your intention? What is your desire? But when you think of yourself as God, now anything feels possible. So if you say God's intention is this, God's desire is this, you are unlocking the fragmented paradigm that says that I can't do it because I'm not strong enough, I'm not powerful enough. God can do whatever the fuck God wants to do, right? And so it's like, what does God want to do through me? What does God want? What's God's intention? What's God's manifestation? What does God want to create? God meaning you. Stop separating it. When you start to refer to yourself as God, you take your power back, because there's nothing that God can't do. And you are not separate from God. God is what animates you. If you're alive, you are God. You've got God in you. Okay? Now, this doesn't mean that you can like shit on people, be disrespectful, have a big ego, whatever, because you must remember God is also in everybody else. So just because you know your divinity does not diminish the divinity in other people. If you really know yourself as God, then you really know other people as God. And if they're alive, then God is in them. No matter how separated they might be from God, no matter how detached they might be from God, you must see God within yourself, and you must see God within everyone else. And when you do that, you no longer feel guilty for people. You don't feel bad for people, because you know they have just as much creation power as you have. And people who you see who are successful and doing what they're doing in life and being incredible and amazing, that same God energy is in you as well. So why can't you do it as well? Because you're disempowering yourself, not remembering that you are God and that you can create what you want just as easily as they can create what they want. So again, the law of intention and desire. Have an intention, have a desire. But then next, the law of detachment says, but let it go. Do you know how powerful it is to have an intention, have a desire, and be like, okay, I'm letting it go. And we ask ourselves, why are we okay with letting it go? Because of the law number 1 of pure potentiality. Because I already know it can happen. I already know it can happen. I already know I can do that, right? I already know. And that's why I can be detached. Because I already know it can happen. I already know I can have that. I already know I can manifest that. I already know I can go there. Therefore, I can let it go. Whether I physically do it in this lifetime or not is irrelevant to me, because I know it can happen. So why would I stress about if it's going to happen or not when I know that it can happen? Like, yeah, it would be stellar and awesome to live on that timeline, but like, am I going to fixate on it because I know it can happen, right? Like, yes, set the intention, have a burning desire, and that burning desire fuels the action, but also the detachment says, but I don't give a fuck if it happens or not, because I know it can happen. So why am I stressed? Why am I worried? Why does God worry? God doesn't worry. God is like, I created all of this, right? I created all of this. Why do I worry? Why do I stress? I don't. I'm detached. The next law, the law of Dharma, or the law of purpose in life. This says that everybody is here for something. Everybody is here to do something. Everyone is here to bring forth something. Everyone's life is significant. Everyone's life serves a purpose. We're all here and we all serve a purpose. So again, you ask yourself, God, why are you here? God, what do you want? God, what do you want to create with your time here? God, what do you want to do? God, what is your purpose? Right? This is why we're here. Like, yeah, it's fun to have a good old time on earth and do what we want. But like, God, why did you choose to come here? Why is this vessel so important and so significant? Right? And then the last one, I think that was the last one. Yeah, the law of purpose in life. So those are the spiritual laws. I figured I had to throw that in there so I'm not just rambling about what I think. Yeah, this was really just to ignite that remembrance within you. But what do I know? I'm just, you know, sharing some thoughts and whatnot. But anyway, that's all I have to say, guys. As always, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next video.